Trump, meanwhile, slammed in the media for revoking the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan. Remember that? But if you ask most voters, he made the right move. Take a look at the poll done by Harvard and Harris. 59% of voters think Brennan should have lost his security clearance, and a whopping 64% said former FBI Director James Comey and others who were fired or demoted should also lose their clearance. Here to discuss, former CIA officer and president of Diligence LLC, Mike Baker, in the House. Mike, great to see you.
Thank you, Guy. Thanks very much, man.
All right, so what do you make of this? Some people said this was the wrong thing for Trump to do. Using this as retribution would be a problem and a bad precedent, but Brennan was pretty vociferous in an unprecedented way. Do you side with the majority of voters on this one?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm hoping we don't devolve the clearance process into a public opinion poll where we decide who gets to obtain or retain their clearances. That might not be where we want to go with this, but it is interesting, and I think the respondents, I haven't seen the sampling for that survey that you referred to, but I suspect that part of this was just their surprise that Brennan or Jim Comey or any of these individuals, when they leave their job, would still have their clearances. I think most people, the general public, that comes as a surprise to them. That may have factored into this. But to your point, to your question, look, John Brennan has the right to say whatever he wants to say, but he doesn't have a right to a clearance. And the way that he's done this is kind of unseemly public spat between a former director of the CIA and the president of the United States. I think we can all agree, wherever we are on the political spectrum, that we'd prefer not to have to see this. But John Brennan was pretty unprecedented in the way that he's been acting. And I think the president, the optic and the way that he pulled the clearance, yeah, you could argue with that. But he's got every right to do it. And frankly, it's not going to cost John Brennan any money, or it's not going to harm the national security, as some Democrats have claimed that this is a critical issue. Look, anybody who comes out of a position like the former director of the CIA or somebody over at the Bureau, if they need to go in and talk to a current member of the administration, they can do that. They don't need a security clearance to do that. They walk in, they do a briefing. This is nothing. So that argument is nonsense.
All right. Well, Mike, your expertise here is especially useful. Thank you very much for your time tonight. Sure.